All right, I don't got long. I'm a dad, so I got a kid to take care of. What's up, bootlickers? I haven't seen y'all since the camp out. I got something to say, right? I'm tired of this fucking shit. I'm a father, I'm a veteran, and I'm an anarchist.
Hell yeah.
Those are three people you don't want to piss off, all right? I'm tired of children getting attacked in the streets. I'm tired of them sleeping in the fucking streets. I'm tired of seeing the very people that I swore to defend get attacked by the state. So like I said out there, y'all need to close your fucking beaks and start moving your feet and get shit done. Take resources and put them in the hands of the people who need them. All right? Seriously. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Yeah! Who the fuck are y'all to justify letting people die in the streets with your policies and your laws and your legislation? How do you justify that, killing people? I swore to give my life to defend the people from all forms of oppression. Eventually, this shit's going to stop because when our turn, we won't make excuses for the terror. Marx.
Hey, this is Punker Mike. Welcome to Punks for Progress Weekly What the Fuck Report. This is my partner, Reverend Aaron. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing all right, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. That dude's awesome, man.
Dude, what's up, bootlickers? I'm telling you, man, one of these days, sooner than later, I am going to walk into some type of city council meeting or some type of function and open with, "What's up, bootlickers?" I mean, I'm so fucking inspired by that dude.
Right? Oh, dude. He had all three going. I'm a father, I'm a veteran, and I'm an anarchist. I was like, oh, fuck. See, he had veteran behind him, man. See, I don't think I could pull that off. I mean, he had the veteran and the fatigues and the whole thing, and it's like, yeah, dude, man, saw some shit. You don't want to fuck with him.
And dropping straight truth after truth. Everything he said was legit and real, and his anger and his indignation was fucking righteous, truly. You know, just more of that, please. That was good more stuff, of that, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, we're all about that here.
So we got a jam-packed show this week, as always. Listen, we are going to be spending a lot of time on this show about what's going on with the separation of children. We're going to flesh out the facts about the supposed law that they're talking about.
Yeah, let's talk
that
about
justifies
that.
It. We're going to flesh all that out.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about getting into some of the gross, gnarly things that Sessions has said in response to it. We're really, really going to get deep into it, and but we're going to save that towards the end of the show. We're going to start out. We're going to be talking about the North Korea summit. We are going to be getting into the tearing up and then taping of documents. We're going to look at
what the fuck with that, right?
I know, bro. And then we're going to be looking at the AT&T merger, and then we have another fabulous fucking SoCal Shannon Scene Report.
Right on.
She's going to hang out with us for our segment on what's going on with this fascist ICE Gestapo activity of separating children from their mothers. And,
yeah, she's pretty passionate about this one.
So we're going to really spend a lot of time with it. But then we're going to end on a really cool note. You know, we've been encouraging our listeners and followers to create content and send it to us, and we'll boost it. You know, make it relevant, make it badass, send it to us, and, you know, we'll show it. And one of you was badass enough to do that. They choose to remain anonymous, which is totally fucking cool with us. But we have a video. It's called A Collection of Very Gross Memes. It's a subscriber submission, so we're going to play that. And then
I like his work. I like their work. They do really good work. I've seen a lot of their work in the past.
I'm not sure that this anonymous person was wearing a Guy Fawkes mask, but yeah, it's just a traditional sense of the word. But so we do have a jam-packed show. But my cousin Mike, who's
our cousin, my cousin too.
Who's a DJ out in San Francisco, sent us this video and just said, hey, listeners or followers or whatever will enjoy this track. And I think he's absolutely fucking correct. So
is this him?
No, this is not him. It's just a video he sent us. It just says
okay. Well, because I know he's in bands and stuff. He does that whole kind of thing.
Yeah. So this is Playboy Man Baby. You can be a fascist too.
The poison will be absorbed into his skin, where it metabolizes for a 12-hour period. Nobody will have any idea you were involved.
Turn down for what?
Shit.
Fuck it! Do it live!
Rise and shine, motherfuckers. I am your host, the Stimulator, and this is the fucking news.
I'm a father, I'm a veteran, and I'm an anarchist. Those are three people you don't want to piss off. Who the fuck are y'all to justify letting people die in the streets with your policies and your laws and your legislation?
People you are after are the people you depend on.
Eventually this shit's gonna stop. Because when our turn, we won't make excuses for the terror.
Do not fuck with us.
Last weekend, capos from the 7 gangsters of the industrialized world met at the picturesque fucking Manoir Richelieu in the region of Charlevoix, Quebec. Despite a shit ton of hype,
authorities very much want to avoid a scene like this, the 2001 Summit of the Americas in Quebec City.
The motherfucking resistance to the spectacle of multilateral state power was pretty fucking chill, with small demos taking place in nearby Quebec City and a brief attempt to blockade a highway connecting the city to the remote fucking castle where the summit was taking place.
I've said it before, but when are peeps gonna realize that summit hopping is fucking dead?
Yeah, well, you say a lot of shit.
Fuck you, Stim.
Anyway, despite the acute fucking lack of riots, the weekend was still full of drama as it took place within the shadow of a looming trade war. Yep, to the shock of his free market capitalist homies, the Orange One kicked things off by letting motherfuckers know that he was gonna impose stiff tariffs on imported steel and aluminum, leading liberal economists to compare them to the nationalist trade policies to the Great Depression and forcing the other 6 gangsters to talk some major fucking shit.
What kind of Schweinscheiße is this, you 2-bit spray-tanned fuck? Do you even know how the game works? You do realize that German corporations own steel factories in the US, yeah? How about you put down your fucking phone, get off of Twitter for a minute and come at me, Arschgebot. I'll fucking end you.
But rather than accept Merkel's stone-faced challenge to a back alley bare-knuckle brawl, the orange one decided to opt for an easier target.
We're polite, we're reasonable, but we also will not be pushed around.
Yep, after an improbable year-long bromance between Trump and Canada's pretty boy PM, Justin Trudeau, the Donald came out to the G7 swinging. Like a shitty fucking reality TV show starting the heads of 2 colonial imperialist states, this exchange seems to have been carefully scripted in an effort to rile up Trump's nativist base. Predictably, it also whipped up a wave of smug nationalist support for JT up here in Canada, while guilting a number of so-called progressive Americans into taking to social media to thank their neighbor to the north for being so chill. But as fucking weird as that shit was, turns out it was only a warm-up to the main event. After dipping out early from the gangsta's paradise, on Tuesday, WWE Hall of Famer Donald J. Trump met with North Korea's totalitarian cult leader, Kim Jong-un, in one of the most surreal fucking examples of political theater of all time.
2 men, 2 leaders, 1 destiny.
Smell one.
Whoever made this was high.
Now, if I can be real with y'all for a sec, as a motherfucking anarchist, there's lots to be deeply cynical about what went down at this meeting in Singapore.
No shit.
Both the orange one and the DPRK's dear leader are thin-skinned, sociopathic man-babies presiding over hyper-militarized societies containing massive fucking concentration camps. And 6 months ago, they were threatening the world with a nuclear apocalypse over fucking Twitter. And yet, with the deranged showmanship of a coke-addled HBO executive promoting a UFC title bout, they somehow joined forces to produce a spectacle so intensely fucking weird, cringeworthy, and geopolitically significant that it brought Dennis fucking Rodman to tears.
And today is a great day for everybody. Singapore, Tokyo, China, everything. It's a great day.
It is a great day. This is a historic day.
I'm so happy.
And Rodman isn't just getting emo for no reason. He had a deep personal vested interest in this, since his homies with both these psycho fucks, and apparently helped set the groundwork for this meeting.
So basically, I got a lot of people together. I got Popcorn here, help me out, my sponsor. Thanks to those guys. And it happened.
So, just to recap. Dennis fucking Rodman was supposed to travel to North Korea by an off-brand Bitcoin setup to buy weed on the internet, and may have delayed a nuclear war on the Korean peninsula long enough for Donald fucking Trump and Kim Jong-un to win a Nobel fucking Peace Prize. And that's all the fucking news for today. As always, don't forget to support my ass at sub.media/donate, or buy a t-shirt or a coffee mug with my face on it, or our brand new bolt cutter t-shirt at sub.media/gear. And remember to follow me on all your mass surveillance and mind control platforms. Just search for Stimulator. Hasta la pasta, compañeras.
Wow, dude. You know, I've got a lot to say about this whole North Korean thing, but Trump getting a Nobel Peace Prize, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, man. Come on.
I know. I mean, we talked about that quite a bit on the last What the Fuck report, just how ridiculous a notion.
But what he said, though, dude.
Go ahead.
Complete political theater.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. You know, don't be baffled by the bullshit.
Good job. Exactly.
They're separating children right now, while, I mean, my take on it is pretty much, Trump, for whatever reason, didn't like this dude. Goes over there. However you feel about fucking Kim Jong-un and his nation, I think that he was smart enough to know, you know what? Let's just kiss Trump's ass a little bit. We'll be really nice to him.
You think that's all it was? It's just
Trump never cared about our country, bro. Trump cared about Trump.
No, if anything,
and the way Trump looks.
He wants to put a fucking hotel in North Korea. Trust me.
Well, he talked about all the God. Yeah, that's what CNN was talking about. We talked about that with Mike Punk Rock and Politics. We talked about it with Mike Punk Rock and Politics about how they were going off about how what a great monetary opportunity this is going to be. Fucking capitalist, man. And I don't know. I just think that Trump is an incredibly fucking stupid person, and he got played by this dude. He went over there like, I'm in fucking art of the deal, man. Believe me.
Right. And my understanding is that
5 minutes, and he got nothing.
That's my understanding. Is the United States got shit like whatever. I don't know. No way to make sure they even fucking can figure out if he's getting rid of nukes or not. I mean, I no idea. And then who knows if he's even going to fucking stick to it. He's already pulled out of so much bullshit. He pulled out of Paris. He pulled out of the fucking Iran deal. So God only knows what the fuck he's going to do next. Now my other side of this is that I live within distance of fucking what are they, the ground weapons in North Korea. Like, they can fucking, like, if he wants to blow up some Americans, Hawaii's going to be the first place to go. So, I mean, I'm really happy that, okay, they're talking and there's more peace. I don't want war. I fucking hate war. Okay, I'm all about no war. But giving Trump a Nobel Peace Prize, that's bullshit. And then all this other political theater that went on, I can't believe this is all about, like, I just don't get the feeling, like, my gut feeling tells me that this is about peace. This does not seem like more about peace. This seems a lot like a fucking capitalism and about a whole lot of motherfucking political theater. And I'm pretty sure I brought my fucking tinfoil hat. If not, I might have to make another one. Let me see if I can find it around here. But dude, I'm telling you, there's some fucking holy bullshit going on there. I'm totally serious. I don't know what the fuck it is, but there's some bullshit going on. So,
well, I don't know, and I can't say either way. Obviously, all we can do is speculate, but listen, this is my take, man, is that it sounds like I'm being dismissive, okay? And I'm not. This is my critique, is that Trump is a fucking narcissistic, self-obsessed fucking buffoon.
We know that. That's a given.
This has all been about him. Now, of course, capitalists are going to exploit this whole scenario and this whole fiasco and this whole theater, for their own wiles and purposes.
Would that be the reason behind it, though? I mean, I understand that it's about his narcissism, but
Trump opened his goddamn mouth about fucking Kim Jong-un about a year ago, and now he has to back
it. Rocket Man.
Because he's a big, blusterous fucking asshole who doesn't know shit about literally the way the entire fucking world works or anything within it, except how to make Donald Trump feel good about Donald Trump. That's it, man. And he picked a fucking Twitter fight with the leader of North Korea, and he could not back down from it. And it sent the world into a fucking panic.
Yeah, sent Hawaii into a panic.
And we talked about that a lot in the last show, too. But then he goes there, and I'm telling you, man, Kim Jong-un sat down with his generals, and they said, look, Kim.
Kiss his ass?
Just kiss his ass. Just tell him whatever the fuck he wants to hear. Tell him he's awesome. Tell him he's a great and wonderful man, and he will fucking – because he is that fucking easy to manipulate. That's what I'm getting at.
I hear you. I hear where you're coming from. Now, I wanted to say one other thing.
And let me say one thing.
Go ahead and finish, bro.
And it was never about nuke for Trump. Obviously, this is only speculation, but for him, I just don't see. It was never about nuclear weapons or the safety of America or the relationship between America and North Korea or the relationship with South Korea. I mean, he probably doesn't like the fucking dude because he can't put a hotel there. It's about Trump. It's about Trump. It's about Trump. It's about Trump. Now, listen, incredibly powerful capitalists can also easily manipulate Trump. He is amazing for their purposes. Okay, so whenever he does any of the fucking, wildly buffoonish things that he does, they're instantly going, all right, how do we manipulate this to, benefit ourselves? So, but the bottom line
or
is,
in reverse, how can we manipulate Trump to get what we want?
Well, right. No, totally. And then the bottom line is, so now Trump, this soup of manipulation that is our president.
Soup of manipulation will be playing the side stage at Lollapalooza this year.
North and South Korea are forced to react to this behavior. So that's what's been going on. So they just went, look, let's just kiss his ass. And like you said, my understanding is the one thing that we got was a very, 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 very vague concession about eventually, and we're probably going to not nukes, and we're going to get the bodies of soldiers from the Korean War.
Those thousands of soldiers that the parents want of their dead soldiers that died 50 fucking years ago.
Yeah, these parents that would be in their hundreds, according to Donald Trump.
Well, wasn't that Warren?
Thousands of them have said this to him. That now, listen, I don't want to belittle that. These are American people who went and died. For what, I don't know. I mean, they may have families here, and it may mean a lot to people who are here to have these bodies come back. So I
understand that, but it's still a big fucking lie.
But in comparison to like what he got nothing as far as like Rocket Man, my fucking button's bigger than yours, and fucking all this shit. And then he comes back talking about how fucking awesome his new friend is that commits fucking, crimes against his people regularly and murder and shit. And he's saluting the generals. This dude has absolutely no idea how to
salute fascism
policy. And that's probably what happened is he got there and he realized, wow, man, this guy actually does a lot of the shit I wish I could do.
And he wants his people to stand up and listen to him like Kim Jong-un's people do.
Right. And that's
Let's just say, I just want to point out a couple of things here. Kim Jong-un, not a good dude. He's a fucking dictator. Let's remember this. Let's also remember the human rights violations that happen there on a daily basis. Okay? He is oppressive, and he's a motherfucker. Okay? He's a motherfucking dictator. And
our president just got played.
Just licked his... Yeah. Exactly.
So,
and he wants us to be like Kim Jong-un's people and stand up and listen to him when he speaks and believe every fucking thing he says.
Right. Otherwise, it's fake news. And let's move on and let's get in now to another just form of what a buffoon this man is. He has this weird habit of tearing up documents when he's done with them. And I think that comes from being the leader of a fucking shady
head of a corporation,
corporate,
absolutely.
And whatever. He's, I mean, as soon as you're done, get rid of that. But you can't do that as the president. That's history. That's for my grandchildren's grandchildren to read.
It's fucking no. It's a law. You can't. There's a fucking law. Anything that has anything to do with the president and the presidential office is documented. It's archived. Bottom motherfucking line. So he's got PhD fucking pages and assistants that are taping together with fucking Scotch tape.
Show them the video. Show the video.
Okay.
Show the video.
Okay.
Reggie, can you, I know that you have a little demo that you're going to show us of the kinds of things that were delivered to you. Can you just hold up, both of you, for us, the kinds of things that were delivered to your desk and what size little pieces of paper were these? Show me some of the sizes.
Oh, different sizes. It was
pieces, medium size.
Okay. And then what would you both set about doing? Demonstrate it for us.
All right. We like a puzzle.
We have to lay it out on the table.
Lay it out on the table.
Big desk. We pour the contents on the desk, and we literally had to spend hours per day piecing together the puzzle prior to taping them.
Reggie, did your boss ever tell you why President Trump was tearing up official documents? And if anybody had told him that he shouldn't do that and that these are official documents for history?
Well, I can't speak on what they were told, as that we were not privileged to be in those meetings with them. However, I did pose questions to my immediate supervisor for her to challenge our director to the validity of us doing this type of work. Clearly, we are paid government employees, and we serve at the interests of the American public. So our jobs are to generally do things that are more important, especially for the salary that they're paying us.
Those guys, that one dude was laughing the whole time. He's just like, he's laughing it off. He reminded me of Kitty from that 70s show. Dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I don't know if anybody's told him. Well, maybe somebody should.
You know, but what else can you do? You know, being those two cats, you know, but laugh. These are educated men. And you know, and they're pointing out, and you would trip on how much we're fucking getting paid to do this bullshit. You know, it's ridiculous.
How come it was black guys?
What?
How come it was black guys?
I gotta say, you know,
that was kind of weird to me.
Weird. Yeah, it's a little weird that they have their black paper taper guys. You know, it could literally just be some type of coincidence thing. Okay, but I mean, the optics of it's pretty bad, man.
Well, I'm just saying, it was just interesting to me. I'm not casting aspersions or judgment. I was just like, So the black guy's got to tape the paper up. I'm like, what's that all about?
Right.
The educated black guy's got to tape up the paper.
Right. Obviously, no.
Yeah, these guys obviously have been through college.
And again, it's not. It may just be a coincidental thing. But seriously, the optics of, I'm going to say it again. The optics of it again is just horrible. Like. So these guys
you're being awfully optimistic on this one. Interesting for you.
I'm not. That's
I appreciate that, Aaron. No, you're giving a very good perspective on that. Says, hey, you know, it may not be, but it does not look happy. So
I haven't given it yet, bro. What I'm trying, you know, there's no way to say that, you know, they chose these two men because they're black. It's just. So I'm not going to say that because we don't know that. And, you know, we got to be careful when we're calling out racism. And, you know, again, so the statement I'm trying to make is that the optics of saying we have these two black guys that are educated and we have them basically like following around the president like a puppy dog, picking up scraps of paper and taping it together. I mean, whether it is or it looks like really, really gross racism, you know, and you know, and these guys are.
Bro, I mean, just the whole fact that these guys with, you know, education and you know, college degrees are taping up fucking paper, official papers, from a dude who boned out of the army because he had bone spurs, cadet bone spurs over here, and I believe he's got some bogus business degree.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, these guys actually went to college.
No,
and they're working for a president, taping up papers.
He went to a school. He's got a legit degree. He's probably skated through it, but it's a.
But he's so dumb. He's tearing up fucking papers that he's not supposed to be tearing up.
Well, that's like I said. That's got to be because he comes from the corporate culture of he's used to the criminal corporate culture where he's used to. Hey, man, you know, don't keep documents around. You know, but. You know, it's just it just is such a disrespect to those. It's such a disrespect to those two men. You know,
Absolutely.
that they're being forced to do that job when they are just obviously vastly more high qualified, not only for the job they're doing, but then the fucking asshole that they're, you know, taping.
Shit, yeah. Holy
you know, it's
God,
the amount of bullshit to be baffled by. You know?
Oh, right. Yeah, and while that's going on, you heard about what happened with AT&T, right? You heard about that whole fucking thing. Dude, seriously? This week in fascism.
Totally this week in fascism. It's a consolidation of media. It's a propaganda. It's about...
Complete consolidation. Our media was already... you're going to piss me off. Was already consolidated with 4 fucking... corporations now. At one point, there was 70, 80 different fucking owners of different little small TV stations, and now we're down to 4, and then with this merger, now we're probably down to 2 or 3.
Let's let Mike Papantonio tell him about it.
Oh, please, yeah, this guy's got a lot to say.
go now to Mike Papantonio, host of America's Lawyer, right here on RT. Mike, great to see you. So the AT&T Time Warner deal has been on the docket since 2016. What is the danger to consumers? Should the DOJ allow this merger to happen? If you can explain antitrust in a nutshell, if you can.
Yeah. Well, antitrust law in the United States is designed to prevent the formation of monopolies that drive out competition, and that's exactly what this AT&T Time Warner merger is going to do. And with this merger comes two major threats to Americans. The first and most obvious is that it leads to a limited number of viewpoints that are expressed in the media. Now, we already had that when Bill Clinton gave us this train wreck that we have right now. This is part of the train wreck when he signed the Telecommunications Act. So limited number of viewpoints is what we live with already, which then leads to this. And by the way, that's the only good news is because of this concept of limited viewpoints is Zucker probably needs to go get another job. That's the only good thing that comes out of this. They've got to get rid of the guy. AT&T has enough sense to know that. But other than that, there's nothing good that comes out of this. It leads to dumbed down public. The second issue is that it could lead to a major spike in prices that consumers have to pay when competition is pushed out of the market, and the choice factor is taken out of the equation. But again, the bigger issue isn't just the dollars and cents of all of it. It's about the consolidation of media and what that's done to the American public. Understand, years around 1940s and 50s to all the way to the 1980s, there were 80 to 85 independent organizations that owned everything. Now it's down to 4. This potentially could make it even worse than that. This comes out of this, this brainchild that Bill Clinton had. We can't forget that. We can't not be historians here. When he signed the Telecommunications Act, he knew exactly what he was doing. He thought the media that he was going to be the darling of the media, and in fact, what we're faced with now. So this is a train wreck. I got to tell you, it's an absolute train wreck for the American public.
Okay, I totally agree with everything he pretty much said right there. Dude, I mean, seriously, it is, like I said, consolidation of media, but not only that, but now it's what do you say, less opinions, less, I can't remember what he called it now. You know what I'm saying?
Opinions, less,
yes.
Which is how a supposed, representative democracy is supposed to function. You're supposed to have all of these diverse voices, commenting on what's going on in Washington and, giving us a good broad spectrum of
from different opinions, different sides, different perspectives.
Yeah, it's being stripped down to two opinions. You get to have a right opinion or left opinion, but both the right and the left is already pre-constructed to suit this, mind control soup of fucking idiocy. But hey, Trump, I went to North Korea,
Nobel
good guy.
Peace Prize, yeah.
Nobel, saluting generals, believe me.
Making America great again, yeah.
America's great, fucking, fascist, whatever.
I had no idea. Fascism. When corporations take over your government. Fuck, it's God. Oh my God. Oh, it's good. No, Target good. No, Amazon good. Yeah, I'm like, I hate the fact that I know who the owner of Amazon is. Jeff Bezos. I fucking hate that I know his name. Vile and disgusting capitalist. Just, right? Anyway, so, well then, and you also heard about the other merger that took place this week, yeah?
Yeah. That's God, dude, this week in fascism. Another consolidation of massive amounts of power.
Yeah, Bayer took over Monsanto. So, Monsanto, as you know, is a pretty bad word. It's a really, really bad word here on the island. Because of all the farms, all the farming, the dole plantation, the pineapple industry, all that, the banana industry, fucking Monsanto has just wreaked havoc here on the island.
So it's Roundup everywhere.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, now This week, I think I might have put it on my personal Facebook page, but Hawaii was the first one to ban this pesticide.
Oh, you did. You put it on Punks for Progress. I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So Hawaii's pretty up on this stuff, but yeah, because they've already had to deal with the fucking bullshit from Monsanto. Right. So no, I don't see a whole lot of Roundup in the like Ace Hardware, but I'm sure that the farmers have to deal with Monsanto anyway. So Monsanto.
Well, but what Monsanto does, Michael, is they not in every single situation, but around the world, what they've done is they've created these no seal yield crops, right? So you have to buy these seeds, and it's a one crop seed. It doesn't grow a crop that then yields more seeds that you can replant.
Okay. Well, it depends. Some of them they do, but you can't harvest those seeds. And if they do, because there's people that just do that, they're called seed harvesters. They will go and do that. And Monsanto has been right. I'm trying to tell you, it's a fucking dude. What's that movie? Food Inc. I think it's Food Inc. on Netflix. Check it out. It talks about the whole thing. So Bayer has taken over Monsanto now, and they're going to do away with the name.
What Bayer is, because I don't know anything about Bayer.
Bayer, the ones that make the aspirin, Bayer aspirin.
Oh, Bayer.
Bayer.
Yeah, I'm intellectually stunted, bro. I thought you were saying. That's terrifying.
So right? And I think they're a Canadian
Bayer,
corporation.
Bayer sold AIDS tainted aspirin to Africans. Knowingly. It was banned in North America, and they took it and sold it to fucking Africans. So now that company owns Monsanto. That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna do away with the Monsanto name. Okay, and because it's got a bad connotation, it's got a bad name. And like Bayer, what? Take Bayer aspirin to have to deal with your heart attack that you had last year. An aspirin regimen. Ask your doctor. So what is it? A pharmaceutical company? What the hell do these people do?
Pharmaceutical.
Everything. They do everything. It's dude. It's This Week in Fascism. It's a huge fucking corporation that takes over massive parts of industry and consolidates. Yeah. So they're not just doing pharmaceuticals. They're doing food and farming.
Right. That's some straight up Nazi shit right there. Mixing up our pharmaceutical with agriculture. Why would they?
Right? Hello, Monsanto. Monsanto was a drug company. It's the same goddamn thing. Yeah, Anyway, so that's where we're at here.
All right. Well, let's move on to something cool. Like it's time for. SoCal Shannon Scene Report, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Shannon.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Shannon.
Hey, Aaron.
You got a SoCal Shannon Scene Report for us.
I have one for this coming weekend, for Friday and Saturday.
Cool.
Actually. So Friday, June 22nd, at the Fox Theater in Pomona, at 9 o'clock, the Specials are playing.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Yep.
My son's going. I made sure.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wait, why didn't you make sure I win? Damn it. We're family now.
That's where I saw him a couple years ago with Ronnie. Check out the Ron Dickinson show we did. But yeah, Ronnie and I went to the Specials there a few years ago, man. Great venue to see them. So I'm like, dude, you have to go. Go get tickets now.
That's cool.
Yeah, they were not cheap, but he's got tickets. He's going, and
I've made my son go to a few shows too.
I'm like, if I have to send you $100, I'm sending you $100. Go to that freaking show.
Yeah, and I should probably plug a video because I went and got to see them last summer at the winery or the I'm totally blanking on the name of the place.
In Napa, yeah.
Mountain Winery. The Mountain Winery. No, not Napa, Santa Cruz. Mountain Winery outside. And so we have a whole video of basically their entire set. It's really a fantastic video. So it's up on our channel. It's just the specials. Look at it under P4P at the Gigs playlist. But so it's at the Fox Theater in Pomona, Shannon. What time is that gig?
9 o'clock.
9 p.m.
Is there an opening?
Mike knows. He wants to be there.
Mike knows. Mike wants to be there.
Is there an opening band or?
I didn't look. I don't think. I apologize for that. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's probably more than one.
There's and the.
If they go on at 9, I mean, at least one.
I couldn't tell you. I remember there was an opening
but I don't remember. I don't remember seeing it. It just said the specials.
Okay.
Anyway, and so this isn't in SoCal, but I really, really am into this band, and I just want you to thank your cousin, I believe, again.
Yes.
For mentioning Playboy Man Baby. They're playing at the Naked Lounge in Chico. It's put on by Chico Area Punks, and it starts at 8 p.m. And there are other bands playing. I just didn't jot down their names. But I believe I've shared both of these to the page, but I'll share them again.
Okay. Michael put this up so you can see the other bands. Yeah, but they're freaking great. That oh
my gosh.
You Can Be a Fascist Too video.
Any guy that comes out in a Speedo, or actually it's not even a Speedo. I wouldn't even wear a thong. So I have mad respect for that dude.
Fantastic fucking song. So that's in Chico. Where is it again?
The Naked Lounge.
The Naked Lounge.
And that's Friday or Saturday? Sorry.
That's also Friday, June 22nd.
Cool.
And Saturday, June 23rd in San Diego, there is a Families Belong Together March at the San Diego Civic Center. That starts at 4 p.m. I'm sorry, I can't read my own writing again, of course. Basically, this is what part of their statement. They oppose the cruel and inhumane and unjustified separation of children from their parents along the U.S. border. So that's once again for San Diego at the San Diego Civic Center at 4 p.m.
Fantastic. And there's things happening. We got to give it up for Reno today. There's a couple hundred people came out to protest this bullshit going on. We're going to get into it. Shannon's going to stick around after the scene report. We're really going to get into this. But I did want to give a shout out to Indivisible and all the different groups that took the initiative to get a few hundred people out today to really say what's up. But
yes,
and to everyone that came out and heeded the call. And I also want to give it up to fucking Portland right now, dude, for the Occupy ICE PDX, hashtag Occupy ICE PDX. These people have decided to stay in the fucking streets, not only until these families stop, until we stop separating these families, but until ICE is abolished. And they're doing it. They've been staying in the streets. Right. They're live streaming. They're getting attention. That, on not mainstream media, but some larger media platforms. I saw Sam Cedar talking about it today. And so that's just what is up to Occupy ICE PDX.
Everybody's coming together over this.
They are. And we have to.
So, and
this is the most atrocious thing going on.
The events and the actions going, anything we find anywhere, we're sharing. So, I mean, there's stuff going to the 30th. It's not just the 30th. I mean, I know everybody's talking about that day, but there are many actions.
So many actions
at
everywhere.
And
send them to our, share them to our Facebook. We'll to the Punks for Progress Facebook page. Get it to us. We'll share it. If you're doing anything to stand up to this fascist assault on human beings, we want to boost it. And
any new information that we don't know about.
That's right. Definitely. Thank you, Shannon. But we got to move on. We're going to get back into this. But you have another.
I got one more. Yes. For Orange County Pride Day, which starts at Pride, Orange County Pride, and actually the theme is "BU, Blaze It Forward," and that's in honor of the young man that was murdered in South Orange County winter break. So, I don't know. I think it was still 2017. I can't recall.
It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. So it's in honor of him.
Murdered in this country regularly.
He happened to be a proud gay Jewish man. So anyway, the information on Orange County Pride, it starts at 10:30. Wait a second here. Yes, I apologize. The parade starts at 10:30 at 4th and Ross and Santa Ana, and then it ends at 4th and French, which is in front of the LBGT Center. I don't know why they leave the Q out.
Or the A.
But, yeah, or I. So, anyway. But that is the Orange County, basically, a community center for the LBGTQ community. It ends at 2 a.m. in the morning. So it's all day.
It's going to be a fantastic fucking party. Yeah.
They're going to have poetry and music and just there's like 50 performances. So there's just going to be everything.
Excellent.
And I tried to get my kid to go with me, but he still hasn't given me an answer, so whatever.
Hey,
so that's
fantastic fucking scene report as always, Shannon.
Wow, thank you, Shannon.
Listen, stick around. We're gonna you're down to stick around with us, right?
Yep.
Excellent. So we are gonna really dive deep into as much of the information and facts and goings on surrounding this whole separation of families. So Mike, let's set it up with the short video from Snopes that fleshes out the actual, real, verifiable facts of what's going on. And
yeah,
then
let's
we'll
talk about this, because I saw this on my Facebook today, and it's like, where the hell did this meme come from this law? I'm like, I want to know a little bit more about this. So let's check it out, shall we?
Our opponents, the media, and the whole world will soon see, as we begin to take further actions, that the powers of the president to protect our country are very substantial and will not be questioned.
If you are smuggling a child, then we will prosecute you. And that child may be separated from you as required by law.
Well, that was good. I'm glad that made it pretty fucking simple and easy to understand. Yeah.
It just lays it all out. I mean, look. So this notion that they're just following the law is bullshit. They're not following any law. Okay, and the law,
and blaming Democrats,
quote unquote. Right. The law, quote unquote. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. And blaming Democrats and acting like it's the Democrats that can fix this, and it's the Democrats that started it. It's bullshit. Jesus Christ, it's the Republicans, man.
Facts to back that up.
It's the Republicans passed this law that does not call for the separation of children. Now, the law that these people are invoking does not call for the separation of children. So that's just a lie on its face. And it's not the Democrats. It was a Republican majority that wrote and introduced and passed this through our legislature.
With
Maybe Obama
the help
signed
of
it.
4 Democrats.
4 Democrats, and if it's law, then Obama must have signed it. But nowhere does it say that they're going to fucking separate children.
No, it was more in directing what to do if they came
and
across the border without parents. They were to try to find family. If they didn't have family, then they were to be detained. Because remember,
basically,
when a bunch of kids were coming across the border. Remember that a few years ago?
I do. And basically all it did is it came up with sort of a designation for these people. That's my understanding of it.
Remember the buses at the end of Obama's term? Remember that?
I do.
I mean, it did. We're not ignorant. We know that stuff started under Obama, but it wasn't brought to the president to sign by the Democrats. I mean, there were a few.
And so it was happening. And we at Punks for Progress have never been fans of Barack Obama, ever. Okay? But what's going on now is a massive escalation in that type of activity, and they're justifying it on a bald-faced lie. Okay? Now, so you know what? So that stated, and that very clear, that there is no law on the books that is justifying them doing this. There is nothing that says when this happens, separate the children from their parents.
So every news outlet that's saying that it's against the law, that it's not against the law, there's no law, that what they're doing is lying, because I've heard many news outlets say this. I heard it on Democracy Now! Today. There is no law on the books that says that they have to separate the children.
That's right.
They didn't quote the law. They didn't say anything about this, but they basically came out.
We said so.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to make this specific clear. Yes.
And the Democrats, got to fix it. Democrats got to fix it.
So basically, the Republicans and Trump, the Trump administration is lying through their teeth.
Right. And so now, why don't we let's take a look. This is a little bit longer video, and it's got a little bad religion in it, so it gets you through it, so that kind of soothes some of the carnage that you're going to hear from these disgusting people. But let's take a look at what is actually fucking going on in this, based on this non-existent law.
Here's Chris Hayes. Apparently, his show got a hold of internal memos from the Department of Homeland Security. Gives both the rate of children being detained, interned in these camps. And here's the thing. He explains that this difference, you don't need to be referred for prosecution.
We have more exclusive reporting tonight on immigrant children being torn from their families. Earlier today, NBC News reported that almost 2,000 children were taken from their parents in the 6 weeks from April 19th to May 31st. That's a rate of about 46 children ripped out of their parents' hands a day. Now, we at All In have exclusively obtained internal Border Patrol documents that show that from June 3rd to June 11th, 366 additional children were taken from their families. That's about 41 children a day, a bit of a slower pace. But if you project these numbers out over a full year, you're looking at well over 10,000 kids taken by our government. The documents we've obtained also, crucially, put the lie to the administration's claim that this is all somehow business as usual, that it's mandated by the law. In fact, one page in here is titled Prosecution Initiative Update. And there's a red line labeled Single Adult Increased Prosecution Initiative, started April 27th. In other words, when they started this policy. Additionally, the new data we obtained shows that the vast majority of parents, and this is really important, a whopping 91% who were referred for prosecution after having their children forcibly taken from them were only being charged with a misdemeanor. That is first-time illegal entry. Customs and Border Patrol declined to comment on these numbers, either to confirm or deny.
Understand what he's saying there. After the fact, they're looking at the data and seeing what the government are charging these people whom they have taken their children from. 91% are being charged with a federal misdemeanor. This is a civil, not criminal violation at this point.
The White House continues to face tough questions about its immigration policies, in particular about facilities in Texas being used to house migrant children. Megan Roberts is following the story for us this morning. So Megan, what do we know about the tent city in question?
This particular city, Natasha, is in Tornillo, Texas. It houses young men 16 and 17 years old. Now, these young men are considered unaccompanied minors. So they came to the border crossing by themselves alone, and then they were apprehended by the United States government. They are being moved to this tent city that you can see images of there, right on your screen right there. They're being moved there to make room at other facilities for more children who have been separated, younger children who have been separated from their parents at the border.
Here's a daily reminder that ICE's Gestapo should be abolished. And this past week, ICE literally ripped away a baby from a breastfeeding mother. They're lying to parents about taking their children to showers and then separating them instead. They also deported a grandpa in Los Angeles who was a legal permanent resident. They're indefinitely detaining green card holders. So spare me if you think that ICE is doing all this to protect us or to stop MS-13, a criminal organization whose prevalence has been dramatically overinflated by the Trump administration in order to justify all manner of human rights violations occurring at the border, especially as Trump calls MS-13 animals, but then denies asylum to their victims. Maybe we're the animals? And the inhumane punishments that resemble Nazi Germany don't end at the border. Immigrant detainees are forced to work inside of private prison facilities for $1 a day. These private prisons are profiting off of state-sponsored slave labor, where human beings are purposely neglected and deprived of basic human necessities such as food and toilet paper. And then they're forced to purchase these items by working. You know the old German saying, Arbeit macht frei, work sets you free. This is that.
And then, after getting criticized for their treatment toward these people, they further victimize the victims. And they do it in the form of conspiracy theories, defaming them. Perfect example would be Ann Coulter, who just recently compared these kids to child actors on Fox News.
And crying on all the other networks 24/7 right now. Do not fall for it, Mr. President. I get very nervous about the president getting his news from TV because I also have an idea from America.
I don't know if I don't know if that's...
New Yorker is not a conservative publication. They describe.
So I told you we wouldn't get a word in.
I told you. These kids are being
I'm so sorry. We have to go.
They're given scripts to read by liberals, according to the New Yorker. Don't fall for the actor children.
Okay.
Actor children. So that photo that we showed you earlier of that 2-year-old Honduran child crying took really great acting classes. I mean, liberals really paid a lot of money to make sure that she got some top-notch acting classes. Ann Coulter is one of the most disgusting human beings in existence.
Oh, I totally agree. She is one of the most disgusting human beings on this earth. I can't stand her. Child actor, right? That 2-year-old.
Me either.
Oh my God.
She doesn't.
She's a disgusting, fucking vile piece of shit.
She's saying a disgusting thing. She knows she's being a disgusting person, and she's just indignant about it. She's so foul.
I don't think.
Agreed.
She doesn't care. So I don't think she truly knows how disgusting she is. She's just.
I think she does.
I don't even know.
I think she does
she
as
gets under my skin really bad, and
but
I don't want to use words that I shouldn't.
She's trying to say that these children are acting like they're being put in these fucking straight up concentration camps. That's what they are. They're putting these people to work. What the fuck?
Did you hear the audio that came out today of the children crying for their mommies and their daddies, their mommies and their
heard
puppies?
that yesterday.
Yeah,
it's the most disturbing.
It actually came out yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out yesterday, and it just.
I couldn't listen to the whole thing yesterday. I think I actually shared it to the page, and once I heard that one boy or girl, I'm not sure, they were so hoarse from crying, I couldn't stand it anymore. And I've not been in a good headspace since. And then when I heard that fucking, you know what, if I ever wanted to fucking choke somebody out again, that would be her. I'm not fucking kidding, and I didn't even know what the fuck it was when I was trying to protect my niece from her. Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's what gets me, and that's what she makes me feel, what she just said. That's trauma. That's terror. That's not just, I'm scared, I want my daddy.
In that audio.
It should be bad enough.
So for people who haven't heard it, you hear these children crying, and then you hear the guards mocking them. Well, it's a symphony. All we need is a conductor. This ICE fucking deputy Gestapo piece of shit says to these children. And there's a piece on TYT as well.
Conduct her fucking skinny ass to an island by her fucking self with all her other fascist friends. How'd that be? Sorry.
Yeah. But there's a piece.
Not this island.
There's a video. An island that doesn't have any fucking living thing on it. Just, I guess sand is organisms, right? Fuck. I don't know what to do with them.
So there's a video up on TYT that's exclusive, apparently, where they talk to some flight attendants and who worked on flights transporting some of these kids. And it's equally disturbing, the stories that you hear, that these kids are not allowed to talk to the flight attendants. They're in these matching fucking sweatsuits when it's 100 degrees outside.
I saw that too.
And they're not allowed to have the meals, but their handlers are eating the flight meal with their earbuds in, watching fucking movies. Well, one of the kids was, according to one of the flight attendants, crying the entire flight. No access to the in-flight movie. They're not allowed to eat the meals.
That's the first thing. Children should not have handlers. I'm sorry. I actually, my son happens to be autistic. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on the show. It shouldn't make a difference to anything. However, we've always advocated, and we've gone to stuff, and it was one of his little league baseball things at Anaheim Stadium, and the guy referred to me as my son's handler, and this is a volunteer, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't handle my son. Like, what? I don't like that word is just,
They don't need to be handled.
They don't need to be in fucking cages either. But they put up walls
taken care of with them,
right.
And with
oh my
their
God!
family.
And speaking of special needs kids, Corey Lewin fucking Dowski today is on goddamn Fox News, and there's a guy talking about. He's telling the story of a Down syndrome kid being torn away from his mother, and Corey Lewandowski goes wah wah on national fucking television.
Hey,
you don't think we're in fascism in the United States?
Did. Remember fucking Trump? Yeah. So, what's the big deal, right? Some fucking awesome reporter, right, that happens to have a neurological.
So don't come here illegally. There's your answer right there. Don't come here illegally. Well, wait. So I'm coming here.
No,
wait, let's talk about asylum.
What are they bringing those kids for anyway?
They come and they ask for asylum, and we take their children from them.
Yeah, like we've always done with all the countries. We tend to go in and kind of fuck up, and then they're left with all these.
No, and that's
MS-13.
No, you're right, Shannon. And here, and let me say this, guys, because thank you for bringing that up, Shannon, because here it is. This trope from the right that, if they come here, they'll infest, they're coming from a place with so many problems, right? So if they come here, they'll bring those problems, and then we'll have those problems here. But that is so completely detached from reality, because what they're escaping is the effects of Western-based multinational corporations raping their resources and destroying the economies in their homes and in their nations in the process.
Exactly.
And what gets left in the vacuum is criminal violence. And like in El Salvador, there is a very serious problem with MS-13. Okay. But it's because Western-based multinational corporations went into El Salvador over decades and just devastated that country and took all its resources and all its riches out and just left poverty and devastation in its wake. And so now you have crime and
Puerto
gangs
Rico.
and all this stuff, and these people are escaping it. So it's not that their culture, it's not that Honduras or Paraguay or any of these countries, that there's something intrinsic in their culture that manifests this dysfunction and devastation. It's what Western-based national corporations have done to them. And so now they're coming here to
and the thing is asylum has always been
and take their
here.
fucking children from them. It's so fucking disgusting, you guys.
The Japanese
Why are
came
we
here.
taking
Germans
children
came here.
What the fuck is going on? Why are we taking children from people, dude? What the fuck is up with that? For real, man. And what the fuck is wrong with anybody making a goddamn excuse for it?
Look,
any of you motherfuckers that voted for Trump, this is on you.
But
You
have
did this to these
how
families,
you don't
man.
see the women and the girls? Primarily, we've seen glimpses of women and girls. It's primarily men and boys that we're seeing. Why are we not? Where are the women and the girls? Where are the fucking, however, a little over 1,000, not a little, nothing is fucking little, Missing. They lost them. Where the fuck are they? This isn't right. Nobody agrees with this shit.
This country cannot we can't as a country just go on with our daily lives anymore.
5 First Ladies
This
disagree.
nation
This is number one priority.
This
shit's
is number one
fucked up
priority.
all the way around, but these are
Everything has stopped.
And not just the children. These are human beings. Did you not see that man from Honduras? He would rather stay in our prisons than go home because they're going to kill him.
As ICE beat
If you try to rise up in any way, you're dead.
Yeah, but Aaron, let's remember a couple of things. Okay. Yeah, I understand. This is the whitehead right now. This is what's happening. This is what we got to take care of right now. But don't be baffled by the bullshit. While we're fucking fighting to get these kids back to reunited with their parents, what other fascism bullshit's going on? We already talked about 2 goddamn big-ass fascist mergers that took place this week. While what? They've been fucking separating kids since the end of April? Yeah, I get it, but
you're right, Mike. You're right, and I would add to that, my privilege allows me to finally be devastated and angry about this. Capitalism has been doing this to South America and Middle America and Africa and the Middle East for generations and generations. People have experienced the suffering for a very long time, but this is the first time, I guess, in my life that it's right here. That's right here.
You're right.
Happening.
Absolutely.
I grew up with a large Vietnamese community in Santa Ana. I remember just talking to people, and a lot of them are Republican, and people don't understand that, like Cubans being Republican and stuff. It's because they're afraid of government rule, authoritarian, dictatorship type shit.
So let's I want to play this next video. This is it's short. It's a short clip of Jeff Sessions on Laura Ingram's show. And it's just Just go ahead and play it, Mike, and then we'll come back and.
Yeah. Okay.
Nazi Germany, concentration camps, human rights violations. Laura Bush has weighed in, Michelle Obama, Rosalind Carter. Got all the first ladies going back to Eleanor Roosevelt. She's apparently weighed in as well. General Sessions, what's going on here?
Well, it's a real exaggeration. Of course, in Nazi Germany, they were keeping the Jews from leaving the country. But this is a serious matter. We need to think it through, be rational and thoughtful about it. We want to allow asylum for people who qualify for it, but people who want economic migration for their personal financial benefit and what they think is their family's benefit is not a basis for a claim of asylum. But they can make that claim. We will process it and review the situation and make a decision. Those children, if the parent brings them across the border in an unlawful area and the parent is deported, they will take the children home with them. That is true. If the parent claims asylum and is allowed to stay here, then the children stay here also and be kept in Health and Human Services custody.
Yeah. General Sessions, is this policy in part used as a deterrent? Are you trying to deter people from bringing children or minors across this dangerous journey? Is that part of what the separation is about?
Fundamentally, we're enforcing the law. If you break into the country in an unlawful...
But is it a deterrent, sir?
Well,
Are you considering this a deterrent?
I see that the fact that no one was being prosecuted for this as a factor in a 5-fold increase in 4 years in this kind of illegal immigration. So, yes, hopefully people will get the message and come through the border at the port of entry and not break across the border unlawfully.
Nope.
Oh, my God. Everything was a lie.
All of it. All of that. Nope.
Immigration
None
was
of
not.
it.
No. God,
yeah, he's.
My
yeah,
God.
go ahead. No,
immigration was not up. Immigration was level, if not negative. There are more people leaving the country when Obama was deporting as many as he was. There were more people leaving the country. There were more people leaving than were coming in here. Bottom line, because our economy sucked.
You know what? Coretta warned us about him more than once.
Coretta Scott King.
Yep.
He, and there it is too. I mean, he tried to talk all around it.
Piece of shit.
He tried to talk all around it, but he said yes. This is meant to be a deterrent. So it's a fascist terrorist act.
Right.
And and for him to say that, look, just the fact that that he has to say that it's like the Nazis but different, that in and of itself, that alone, okay, and he's wrong. He's straight up fucking, that's just another thing he's lying about. It was not about keeping the Nazis in Germany. First, they fucking sent them off to Poland, right? And then they fucking invaded Poland and then tried to run them out of there to I believe, to Hungary. Okay? So it was always trying to get rid of them. This is exactly the same fucking thing.
It was step-by-step processes to get there anyway, which is happened with this, which we just talked about,
Yeah, well, we played a bunch of Sam Cedar stuff tonight, and he said it. He said that they ultimately, gassing the Jews was the final solution. There was a first solution, and it was let's get them all rounded up in one place. And then the second solution is we'll get rid of them. But then as they're freaking going through and kind of taking over Europe and stuff, they found that they're going to be everywhere. So they finally reached the final solution. And so what's next? When you start getting rid of all the quote unquote illegals, what about, is it going to be the brown people that were born here too? That are third generation Mexican or indigenous or Paiute?
They're on green cards. They're getting rid of people with green cards.
Yep, I saw that today too.
Jeff Sessions is a disgusting fascist terrorist. And what he's fucking doing is the exact same thing that the fucking Gestapo did. And I want everyone, at least in Reno, to know that on the 25th, Jeff Sessions is coming to Reno. And there's two demonstrations already organized. Punks for Progress was honored to be asked to co-host one of them. And then there's another one put on by a righteous comrade of ours, Algreñas, who's doing one in the morning. So all day on the 25th, we are going to confront Jeff Sessions. It has to be done. This man is a fascist terrorist running Gestapo style.
He's a known racist.
He's a known racist.
He's a known racist.
This dude is
Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions.
Is a Nazi who is lying about devastating families and running Gestapo concentration camps. These are concentration camps. They're labor camps.
Why do you think they pardoned Joe?
Exactly, and good, excellent point. And there's a video on Democracy Now of a guard in one of these concentration camps who quit because he was ordered to tell siblings that they were not allowed to hug each other.
Right.
10-year-olds and 6-year-olds who are sobbing and holding on to each other because they've been torn from their parents. And they're being told that they're not allowed to hug each other. Now, the reason that is, it's not just like to be cruel to children. It's because that's a standard prison policy. You can't walk the yard and just walk up to some fool on the yard and give him a big old hug.
Right.
You're going to trip the deputies out for a little bit. They're not going to understand what that's going on. You can't do that. So the thing is, they're prisons.
We do that to our American children in juvenile detention centers.
These are labor prisons. These are not, they're not
10-year-olds.
Sessions and Ingram, these people who, when this generation holds their Nuremberg trials, those two motherfuckers are going to be sitting in the defendant's box.
Yeah,
but as they're on that fucking video, and they're talking about housing these children. That's such a disgusting lie. They're not housing them. They're sticking them in fucking labor camps. Because they were seeking asylum from the devastation of Western-based corporations.
And this corporation supposedly donated to Trump's, right?
Of course.
Oh, you're talking about the
GEO,
the for-profit prison corporation that's assisting in housing, quote unquote, housing these children.
We got an updated one being built in India, I think. Like it's the prison that was out there, but it's bigger or an addition. I don't know.
America is just the most disgusting country on the planet. America is the most disgusting country on the planet. We're disgusting. What we're doing is reprehensible.
We've been trained.
This isn't politics. This isn't
for so long.
I'm a liberal and you're a Republican and I disagree. This is not about that. We have left.
First and foremost, we're human beings. Period.
Yeah.
We all hail from the same family tree. Originally,
then if you've had kids and you support separating them from their parents, you're a vile, evil, disgusting piece of shit.
Think about your kid being taken from you by the cops, by
anybody,
by any authority. I mean, I'm talking about indigenous when I say the church. You know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about.
It doesn't matter. You don't separate a child from his parents. That's bottom line.
And that's exactly what.
And the other thing is, you guys have forgot this whole thing. This is against international law.
That's right, and it's
okay.
And
so
that's the other thing
that supersedes American law. It's against international law to do this. It's fucking wrong. It's bullshit. And I can't believe nobody is standing up and doing anything about it.
Listen, Mike, speaking today or yesterday, what is her name? Freaking our UN ambassador, Nikki Haley. We pulled out of the UN Human Rights Council.
Yep. That's
and it was so Orwellian.
Imagine that, right? Exactly. Good job. Good word.
It was all about how her whole speech, I watched it was like 15 minutes, and it was about how it was for human rights. because she called out China, Cuba, and one other country and accused them all of, whether justified or not, I don't give a shit, but she called them all, that they had committed crimes against humanity and shit. So because of China committing crimes against humanity, isn't China one of our major trade allies? But
how many times has the UN paid us to visit?
No.
Recently. Remember they came here because of our homeless epidemic?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about fucking Saudi Arabia? Whoa. What about Saudi Arabia? Huge human rights violator. And yet we trade with them all the motherfucking time. We make weapons for them so they can blow up Yemeni people.
The U.S. is backing what is essentially a genocide in Yemen.
So don't give me this human right bullshit. Oh, China's human right. North Korea is too. Remember, little Kim? Oh yeah,
and
forgot
we get
about
our
him.
Opium from Afghanistan.
Well, no wonder we've been there
heroin.
17 motherfucking years.
But that has nothing to do with this
dirty world.
Crisis. The opioid crisis has nothing to do with us fucking, occupying Afghanistan for 17 years. But you know what?
The biggest producer of opium.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, little bit of a squirrel.
On that note.
Yeah, it's just a big picture thing. Sorry.
Like we said, people aren't taking it. You know what, Mike? Let's show this video of some people giving them what's what at the to Mike Pence.
Here are some protesters who interrupt another leading Republican, Vice President Mike Pence, who is the vice president of these fascist tactics that are being employed, and promoting the tax cuts to put America first. He gets interrupted on multiple occasions. And the Republicans in this audience, they're having none of it. 46% of Republicans, 37%, according to polls, support this family separation. It'll get more. There's no reason to believe that it's going to change. Let's listen to this. This is in Columbus, Ohio.
With so many great Buckeyes on this Friday afternoon at the end of another extraordinary week for America. The truth is,
boo, we're talking about tax cuts. USA. Of course. Let's chant USA. Remind people who's separating these children, locking them up in prisons.
including our historic tax cuts. Let's hear it for America First policies that brought all of us here together today. But I'm here today.
Look at this hippie radical wearing golf pants and a golf shirt, having to remind people that
first and foremost to say thank you.
They're engaged in separating children from their parents. It was just disgusting.
Yeah, that was just disgusting. USA. Yeah, let's remind everybody who's ripping children away from their parents. Fuck.
What do you expect?
That
from
crowd
an
didn't seem that
America
big to
First
me, though.
rally?
So
No, it didn't.
Radical fucking hippie with his golf shirt and his beard and his glasses. Fucking hippie liberal, goddammit.
I love that part.
I know.
Yeah,
That's why I had.
Oh my God,
good
dude.
about that.
No, I could have just grabbed
That's
the
what
video
they called
of.
hippies in the '60s. Remember, if their hair was over their collar.
No,
remember?
Well, I could have just grabbed the video of that, but I liked the couple little things that Cedar pointed out. That the importance of, the second this one person says the thing, look at the visceral reaction from every person in that room to the heckler. They are angrily defending separating children from their parents.
And what does USA mean? What is the meaning behind that?
Right.
The USA is the greatest fucking country in the world.
Was born.
That's what the meaning is behind it.
What's that?
Same reason, because it's the greatest fucking country in the world. No matter what we do, think about the definition of nationalism and patriotism.
That's true.
Nationalism is
Except for I was always informed of
being proud of everything that your country does, no matter what it is.
No,
it's ridiculous.
And see, I didn't grow up that way. You actually questioned.
When we put kids in concentration camps, it's not fascism because it's America.
Right. Yeah, America first policies. That was disgusting.
Jesus all of a sudden likes it. Jesus is down with this shit. Jesus is way on board with this. Well, when he's not shooting guns.
Jesus was a communist.
Now he's a communist, specifically, not just a socialist, right?
That's right.
Jesus was a communist. Ask Reagan youth; they'll tell you Jesus was a communist.
I'm not sure how Jesus would feel about the dictatorship of the proletariat, but he may well have been a communist.
He'd kick their asses out of the fucking temple. That's what he'd do.
He sure did. Man.
Jesus was a fucking hippie, motherfucker.
And you know what? And that's what we got to do too. As people, we got to kick these money changers out of the fucking temple. They're
the distortion of Jesus' message.
No, I think it's truly Jesus' message. If you want to actually follow, this is my interpretation. You can take it for what you want, but I think that.
No, I mean Pence's.
Oh, right, yeah, Pence, yeah, but I still stand by it. That my interpretation is that Jesus would expect us, if he was an actual real person who said those red lettered things, I would think he would expect us to confront this. And to overturn the tables of these fascist money changers who are locking up children and making them do labor. This is so disgusting. And listen, the vast majority of these kids haven't even committed the quote unquote crime that Sessions is talking about. They came with their parents asking for asylum. And then they fucking, the worst case scenario is they may have committed the equivalent of a speeding ticket. So that means that we separate them from their fucking parents. It's a municipal violation. It is not a criminal offense. These people are not criminals. They have committed no criminal offense.
It's fucking fascism. It's blatant fascism, Aaron.
And
it is blatant fascism.
I'm not religious. I don't believe in organized religion personally.
Me either.
I believe in
but
Elvis.
I do understand Jesus' message, and it doesn't mean my grandparents were extremely religious, so I have a little bit of knowledge, but my dad wasn't gonna force it. It was forced upon him, and he believes in God, but he doesn't care for organized religion because it's distorted, and he doesn't like it. It's not right, and that's what I think Jesus would want us to change too.
These people,
so my understanding of Jesus,
calling themselves evangelicals today, are heretics. And I stand by that 140 million%. They are heretics. They are not practicing the teachings of Jesus Christ. Please check out my film, American Heresy: The Rise of Theocratic Fascism. It's in Aaron's Vidi's playlist. American Heresy: The Rise of Theocratic Fascism. Breaks it down from literally the slave trade through Jim Crow, through the rise of the evangelical movement, through the Christian Coalition, and it just traces how they came to be absolute heretics. They are in direct defiance of the teachings of Christ. So they are teaching a heretical version of Christianity. So I don't hate Christians. I have much respect for people who go out and try to.
My mom organized with Jesuits. I understand, and the Catholic Church, but the Catholic Church has its demons. Every church has its demons. That's the fucking problem.
Fuck organized religion, man. But I got no problem with people who read the red letters and think I need to help the poor. I need to try to forgive my enemy. I need to treat people how I want.
This country would.
And see, and I don't believe in God or Jesus. I believe you can just do that because it's the right motherfucking thing to do. You just treat people nice. My opinion and my belief, and I'm not coming down on anybody else's, but my belief is you can be like that. You can have those so-called spiritual principles without being religious at all.
Than religion.
I believe in Elvis.
Say this and then we'll wrap this up. But and I personally am just thankful that there was this happening where those words were put down onto paper so that we can examine them and we can apply them to our lives if we choose to do so. Okay, so no, we don't need Jesus to have either said or.
But it's open for interpretation.
Open for interpretation, yes. But the point being, no, we don't need that to know on some deep-seated understanding of right and wrong. And we don't need religion to tell us, do not tear a sobbing child away from their mother. And listen, and the thing is too, man, it's already come out on numerous different stories that they're not keeping. Not only are they losing a bunch of these kids, what are the mechanisms that they're putting in place to make sure that these kids get back with the parents that they've separated them
What
from?
mechanisms?
I'll guarantee you there's nothing. There's nothing
exactly.
in place. These children are most likely never going to see their fucking families.
And my biggest fear...
Check out some of the videos on democracynow.org.
Human trafficking. The world has a large problem with human trafficking, and we know that for whatever the white countries, the whiter countries, because they weren't white when they went there, now seem to be
So get out in the streets. You got to get out in the streets. In your town, there is a demonstration happening confronting ICE. Get out there and support it.
Yes, there is. I believe there was one.
Can I say
one today or tomorrow.
In regards to Pence?
Yes, please.
Thou protest too much. That's just my freaking opinion, but I'm just saying. Dude.
What, you think he protests gay people too much because he is one?
Yeah, I mean, what is this?
He's got this closet thing that, yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, I just have always thought that he looks like a penis. And I'm not saying that as either negative or positive. It's just an observation. I swear the man looks like a penis.
The space program. Wait, what's it called? Space what?
Oh, yeah, no, Space Force.
It's a rocket, you dude.
It's a fucking Space Force. Wait. Do you know what this reminds me of, Aaron?
Of course.
This reminds me of fucking Weapons in Space that Reagan tried to do. Remember that?
Yeah, Star Wars. He called it
Star
Wars.
Fucking Star Wars.
And this knuckle noggin fucker.
Space Force. And all I can think of is fucking John Candy in that fucking Spaceballs movie when he was dressed up like the dog. I see Space Force, yeah, and that's what I see, right? And Rick Moranis dressed up as Darth Vader. It's like, okay, here's Space Force.
Well, I mean, you saw Trump hug
Stephen Miller's Lord
the
Helmet.
fucking flag today. You can totally see him like, oh my god.
Oh my god, him and Stephen Miller, boy, that's a fucking.
Somebody's got to make that cartoon.
With a nib. What's up to the nib?
It's up to the nib.
Hey, so listen, let's move on. And we have been, begging our followers to contribute stuff.
Our
and said,
followers.
do pieces. If you do a piece, if you make a video, or if you have a scene report you want to do like Shannon does, we want to put you on the show. And someone heeded the call. So we're going to show this video right now. This is submitted by one of our followers.
This is from Anonymous.
This is called a collection of very gross memes.
Look inside your tiny mind and look a bit harder. 'Cause we're so uninspired, so sick and tired of all the hatred you harbor. So you say it's not okay to be gay. Well, I think you're just evil. You're just some racist who can't tie my laces. Your point of view is medieval. Fuck you very, very much. 'Cause we hate
that was freaking awesome. Thank you, Anonymous. That was just great, man. And I'm sorry that poor person had to deal with that fucking lame ass those memes in their Facebook feed, dude. I got rid of those people a long time ago. So
well, that's what I love about
it. It's just disgusting.
It is, but putting that song in there makes it so delightful and palatable. And it's so obvious that that I think the thing I love about it so much is it's not just a collection of gross memes. You can tell this is stuff that popped up in this person's feed that from friends of theirs.
Yeah. There's a lot of them from the same
and
place.
Went, wow, man, my friend shared this. Is my friend is thinking this and probably didn't know what to do with it. Just said, screenshot it. Like a speechless sort of disturbed, don't know what to do. Just
train wreck.
I have to say,
got to screenshot it. Yeah,
like
exactly.
I used to do with comments early on.
You used to screenshot nasty comments.
Yeah, because I don't know. I just it was like this is terrible. I have to do something with this.
Like this,
I'm gonna take a picture.
Did this really happen? Did this really? No, I have to take a. Yeah, Mike, I have to take a picture of this because it really happened, and I have a friend that shared this. That's what's so disturbing. We're so divided. And God, those people cheer. Screaming at the heckler, the Mike Pence thing. We're all going through this. We're all struggling. This is so hard for so many people. And whatever you can do, to put together something to express that, and that made my day getting that video. That it just made it
right. That was very cool.
It's important to have an outlet, whatever that is, because it is really hard and
this
dark
is our
right
outlet.
now. We are all struggling personally, and then we have fascism rising. And taking hold on top of it.
And so you got to get it off your chest. And one of the best ways, look, I'm an old musician and, I think I'm an artist and shit, right? I paint pictures and whatever. And I've written poetry for my whole life. And because I believe it's about making something beautiful from the damage, taking all this carnage and this disgustingness and remolding it and regurgitating it as something cool and expressive, and that was just a beautiful piece of art, and I just really want to thank the maker of that video.
And it connects
it does
to people. That's the important thing.
Lets the other people know they're not alone in feeling this.
It doesn't
struggle.
matter if it's that friend that offended you, but you might meet two more people that get you, and you connect, and you're going to be okay.
You can get in the streets, like, for instance, on the 25th at the Peppermill Casino, starting early in the morning. There's a thing starting at 9 a.m. and then a second one that we're co-hosting in the afternoon. It's going all day. So be there on the 25th at Peppermill, and then look at our Facebook page. We're sharing actions and video from ongoing actions from all over the country confronting ICE. So you might have to, dig through the feed a little bit, but you're going to find plenty of stuff on our page for actions against ICE, the Gestapo.
Orange County has one for Rohenbacher and Mimi. I can't remember the dates. It's coming up this week, I think, or the following.
You can get in the streets, and you can create art, though. Write a damn song. Get this shit off your chest. You have to express this somehow. And if you want to boost it a little bit, put some creativity into something, give it to us, man. We'll boost it on our channel. We don't have a massive following, but, if we have a few more than you and we can boost it for you, fuck yeah, let's do it. So,
and use your daily sounding boards, too. That's important.
It is important.
Whoever that person is to you, just get it out. It doesn't have to make sense. That's why there's your daily sounding board.
And that's what we do for each other here, right? We just get this shit off our chest. I can scream and yell and lose my shit and be triggered over these kids being separated from their families on air. Because it's coping mechanism, man. This is fucking some therapy right here.
Because it's hard to cry all the time.
So listen.
You got to get angry and active.
Once again, thanks so much to Anonymous, as we are calling them, for contributing that video. We want you to do the same. Before we get out of here, I want to tell everybody about some videos that we have posted. Let's see. Gosh, there's a number of them. We just put up the Behind the Orange Curtain, the long history of Orange County's long history of systemic racism. That's a piece the three of us put together based on a bunch of research that SoCal Shannon did about the formation of Orange County by the KKK through being attacked by fucking hillbilly rednecks in Orange County in the 80s from Zoobies over at the Cuckoo's Nest to what's going on right now in Orange County with
the blue flags,
very status and the blue flag bullshit. So that's up. That's called Behind the Orange Curtain, Orange County's long history of systemic racism. We also have up. We hung out with Mike from Punk Rock and Politics, right, Mike?
Yeah, we did. That was really cool.
And we did a really long show about kind of where we're at. If you want to know where me and Mike kind of,
dude, our origins of the show and origins of us and our religion and all that other baloney.
And all that other bullshit, and then we really kind of tore apart Jordan Peterson, and we really kind of talked about the left critique versus right critique of the so-called social justice warriors. So anyway, that video's up. We also just put up, we mirrored a documentary. It's called Black Snake Killers, a hashtag no dapple story. It is a fantastic documentary that takes you from the very beginning of what happened with the Sioux tribe and Dapple, and from start through everything to the aftermath of it is just a really fantastic. It relies real heavily on a lot of unicorn riot footage and stuff, so it's just real legit. And so that's up on our channel. Please check it out. Black Snake Killers. We also did the Punk Against Trump report back, which is fucking rad. SoCal Shannon, you went to the Punk Against Trump show
in Pomona.
I sure did.
That's a shit ton of video of the bands. So we have a full video up for that. Also have a video we just put up. There was a Reno Cop Watch action at the Federal Building in solidarity with some murdered members of the indigenous tribal communities in Reno. And so I put together a video showing sort of the long history of just racist attacks on the indigenous, because people came up, during the demonstration and were talking shit, racist assholes, and we got video of me telling them they're racist assholes. And then anyway, that video, it's really amazing, and I really suggest people watch that. I think it's, I don't know, I just can't say enough about it.
I think it's a good video. It explains a lot.
It's super informative about just what they're still going through. Just being run over by cars when they're trying to pray and shit. So anyway, that video is called Racist Attacks on Indigenous People in Reno. And then lastly, we mirrored a video from our comrade Mel Tilakaratne. I think I might have actually said it right. I don't know, Mel.
Yes.
But it's a live stream that he had done from like a city council meeting in Venice in relation to some issues going on with the houseless community in Venice. So and a bunch of the hashtag She Does Warriors came out, and they weren't very happy
to represent,
and they weren't very happy with what went down in this city council meeting. So they kind of discuss it and talk about their feelings about it. It's a really, really informative video, and I think you get a lot of great information about what She Does is. So that video is called hashtag She Does Deserve Shelter and Protection in Venice, California. And of course, if you want to watch the collection of very gross memes, that's up on its own on the channel as well. So, dude, I fucking love you guys.
I love you guys too, man.
I love you guys also.
Hey, and subscribe to our YouTube shit, like and share shit that we do on Facebook, follow us on the tweeters, give all of your money to us on Patreon, and fuck. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thanks, man. Peace out, guys.
See ya.
Neighbor, welcome again to this neighborhood. I'd like to show you something. You know what this is? Well, maybe if I press this button. This is a cassette player with a little cassette in here, and there's nothing written on it, so we'll just have to play it to see what it is. Do you ever imagine things? Are they scary things? Are they scary things? Do you ever imagine things? Things you'd like to have. Did you ever see a cat's eyes in the dark and wonder what they were? Did you ever pretend about things like that before? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think and they'll grow. Imagine every person that you see is somewhat different from every other person in the world. Some can do some things, some can do others. Did you ever think of the many things you've learned to do? Many things you've learned. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think and they'll grow. Did you feel like going like that? Let's give the fish some food. Mr. McFeely, I didn't order any whistle. That's what they call these slide whistles. Did you feel like going like that? There are so many things to learn about in this world. And so many people who can help us learn. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow.